You are watching The Coder.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Your boy the Coder here. In today's video, we were gonna talk about two industry leading technology, or you can say tech stacks, that is React Native versus Flutter, which is the widely used tech stacks across the globe. So in this video, we're gonna compare these two technologies with 4 points and we're gonna see which technology is better for you. Also, in the end of the video, I will suggest my opinion that which technology you should learn according to your experience, which technology you should learn if you are beginner, if you are on an experience level. So the first point comes is the position of your learning. So if you have already started with JavaScript, or you are an experienced guy in the JavaScript and you are quite familiar with JavaScript, then you should be going with React Native, just because React Native is just a framework of React and React is a framework of JavaScript. So it will be easy to switch over React Native as compared to Flutter. For the web developers, it was very hard to switch in Android development, in iOS development. So Facebook thought, why not just create something from the web technology for like native versions for like iOS and Android. So that was the time Facebook discovered React Native for the developers who can easily switch from web to Android and iOS. So if you're a guy familiar with JavaScript, definitely go with the React Native. But if you are very new to the programming and you are yet to learn JavaScript and you are wondering which technology you should learn in both of these technologies, I can completely suggest you please go with the Flutter, because that is comparatively much easier than the JavaScript. I'm not saying this, many people at Stack Overflow, GitHub communities discuss over these things that that is far more easier than the JavaScript. JavaScript is containing a hell lot of things like class versions, functional versions, synchronous JavaScript, asynchronous JavaScript. So I will suggest you go with the Flutter. For that, you have to learn the Dart language, and then you can start with the Flutter. So here comes the second point, and that is the community for both these technologies. So if we talk about React Native, there are hell lot of communities as compared to the Flutter, because it is older than Flutter. So it is obvious to have a lot of community. So for example, developer React Native community, which is quite famous community, people write blogs over there, people write solutions over there. Second, the example is Infinite Red, which is also a big community for React Native developers. They help a lot, they make new things every day. So that is also good. Also, because of the more popularity React Native, you will generally see more answers on Stack Overflow regarding React Native. So if you are beginner, or even if you are an experienced guy but stuck with an error, you will definitely find a solution over the Stack Overflow or similar platform, because of the popularity, because of the number of people use more React Native. You will easily get out of that error particularly, which is a good thing when you start as a beginner, or you are new to a technology. So you want someone who can clear your doubts and all. So according to that, React Native points ahead with the Flutter. So when we come on Flutter, so Flutter has increasing popularity now. So if we see the latest trends, Flutter is becoming more and more popular. More and more communities are coming out in the Flutter. But again, if we have to compare both of them, React Native's till now step ahead, a lot ahead than Flutter, because React Native has a lot of communities till now. So for this, I will point React Native upper and Flutter a bit down, because Flutter is now increasing, but React Native is already at a peak with the communities and the popularity it has. So third point, which is one of my favorite point, comes over here. So if you are a developer, so obviously when you are going with the technology, you will also matter what the performance of the technology is, right? So this is what our third point is, performance. So if I talk about the performance, then Flutter goes ahead of React Native. React Native is a good for development and purpose, but when it comes to like speed, performance, Flutter is way ahead of the React Native, just because it is more native in nature, more like when you use Flutter, it is visible over there that it is more componentially good than React Native. Also, if we are talking about performance, in React Native you have to download a hell lot of third-party libraries for every now and then component. But if we talk about Flutter, you already have those things within your technology and you can use those because they are already pre-made. So when it comes about React Native, you have to always download that third-party library. So in the performance-wise, I will rate Flutter a way ahead than React Native. React Native is good, but Flutter is way ahead in the performance. And it is already tested. You can see a lot of videos on YouTube. So fourth point, which is a favorite point of a lot of people out there, and I think it should also be the most favorite point because it is a genuine point, right? So the fourth point is jobs. So when you learn a technology, you also want that you get a good opportunity in a company, not only for money but for your own personal growth, right? So when talk about the jobs opportunity, again the React Native is way ahead of the Flutter. And the reason behind is like because it is an old technology, people are more reliant on that, and people are feeling a bit risk to switch on Flutter quickly because it is one of the latest technologies. So many companies even now is not using Flutter just because they have to switch their whole code base to the Flutter. So when you see on LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor or AngelList, there are comparatively more jobs for React Native when we compare it to Flutter. So you have a lot of job opportunities in React Native. In Flutter, bit less, but not least, but bit less as compared to React Native. React Native have a lot of opportunities, whether it is of intern or full-time or part-time contract basis, remote basis. So React Native is way ahead in the case of job opportunities when it comes to comparison with Flutter. So the companies which basically use React Native is Uber Eats, Swiggy, and American Express, NCR, and even like Flipkart uses React Native. Tesla uses React Native, even Skype. When you see that desktop app, it is also now built in React Native by the developer. Companies which use Flutter is Dream11, Google, because Google has discovered that, so Google use that. And third is BMW. So these are the 4 points by which we can compare these technologies and we can see which is the better technology for you. So now I will give my opinion what you should learn. So according to me, if you are somewhere in middle and you already have experience with JavaScript, because many people have hand of experience on WebD. So if you are somewhere between mediator and or you are starting with, according to me, my opinion with these technologies is if you are somewhere between mediator and or proficient or a beginner, but you have a good proficiency in JavaScript and you know a bit of JavaScript already, please go with React Native because it have more opportunities and more communities. So go with the React Native. When it comes to Flutter, if you're someone which has no idea of JavaScript, and then I can assurely say you please go with the Flutter. Performance wise, it is the best if we see to React Native. And also because the Flutter developers are less as compared to React Native, so it is a good chance that you will get a more higher pay than the React Native developers. If you're somewhat like a beginner and don't have a good proficiency with JavaScript or don't have a much idea of JavaScript, surely you can learn that and then switch to the Flutter. It will be good for you. So yeah, this was the video. Comment down what are the points which I missed maybe and you feel that it should have been added, and I will see you in the comment section. Also, you can suggest me the topics on which I can make my videos based on my own experience. If you want a video with comparison with other technologies and all, please do tell me in the comment section. Also, I'm bringing a good course, a very good course of full stack web development very soon. So stay tuned for that. That's all for the video, and I will catch you later.